Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There he goes again. Oh, he's such a chunker. Hey everybody. I am here to give a bunny update. Giving a bunny update because we have a lot going on and we have a lot of great news regarding our buns. I'm very excited to talk about. I did a short that I posted showing our new babies. They were just, I think when I did that, they were just a day or two old. They now are, tomorrow they will be 14 days old, officially 2 weeks. And oh my gosh, they are the sweetest things ever. And you have to see this one. This one is a little chunky butt. 2 weeks old, already getting out of the nest box and following mama around as of today. So you have to see this because it's the funniest thing. I have put this baby back in the nest box 3 times today. And every time I come out here, that baby is following Honey, snuggling up with Honey, desperately trying to eat yet more. Little chunky butt, just determined to eat as much as possible. So without further ado, let's get started looking at what's going on with this Rabbitry. So all right, everybody, here we have our sweet 13-day-old, almost 2-week-old babies. There's 2 right there. I don't know why it stopped zooming. Okay, here we go. There's 2 of them. These are the responsible babies that stay in the nest box. They are so stinking adorable. Oh my goodness, you guys. So adorable. Okay, and now we're going to go to the escapee that I mentioned just a moment ago, who likes to jump out of the nest box and follow, I'm going to say him, I don't know if it's a him, his mama. Look at this. Do you see him? Oh my goodness. Be nice if it would focus. Look at that baby. I don't even understand what's going on there. This baby just keeps leaving the nest and going to Honey. It is both the cutest and the most frustrating thing ever because I want the baby to stay in the nest so I know that it's warm and taken care of. But at the same time, like, how do you not think that's the cutest thing you've ever seen? Snuggling up with mama. And like I said, they are 2 weeks old tomorrow. I can't talk. And these are, if you have not heard, we do raise giant Flemish. These are the fawn color of the giant Flemish rabbit breed. And we have just had so much fun. So much fun. And this specific group is so important to us because if you've seen some of my other videos, and I documented it to a degree, talked about it to a degree, but Miss Honey, this is her 3rd litter. This is her 3rd litter of kits. And the first group was pretty much, they all passed away, unfortunately, but it was pretty much our own fault. This nest box was her house, and as you can see, it kind of looks like an upside down house. That's because it is. Once we figured out that all the kids got out, got cold, and they died, unfortunately, it was horrible, and we felt terrible because they literally just got cold and died because they made it out of the nest box. But we realized our mistake after talking to our breeder, because he told us, if you don't have something that can keep them in, they're gonna potentially stick to the rabbit's teats and come out with her, and then they're gonna unlatch, of course, and they're gonna be cold and they're gonna die because they're not in the nest material. So we took her house, literally turned it upside down, put a little lip on the edge, as you can see there, the wood, that's raw wood, not purple. We put the little lip in there just to make it a little bit higher, and that has worked really well. Now her second group of kits, as I documented in one of the previous videos, was very unfortunate. She tried so hard. She had 8 in that litter. In the second litter, her second litter, she had 8 kits in that litter. And 2 of them she cleaned to the point of death, unfortunately. I think she was very excited. I think she was a little overwhelmed. And she cleaned them and ended up just basically cannibalizing 2 of them. So 2 of them passed, and then we took the remaining 6 over to our breeder because he happened to have a mama that could take the babies. Took them over there, and 2 of them passed away while they were there. So we ended up with 4, 2 males, 2 females. But they grew up over there. You know, they had their substitute mama was over there. We just went and visited here and there to see our babies until they were 8 weeks old, and we brought them home. They are now 17 weeks old, so a little over 4 months, and doing incredible. They are doing so good, and I'll show them here in just a moment. But they are doing so awesome. And we just love them to death. And they are the friendliest babies ever. And I think that's just because we handle them absolutely every day. And they love it. They love all the attention they can possibly get. Primarily, I wanted to show our new kits, and that Honey has done great because we were very concerned. I talked to the breeder after that last group that had to go over to his little stand-in mama. I was very concerned about breeding her again because I didn't want to go through this again. You know, it's hard. It's hard when you love your rabbits, even if you're a breeder, you love your animals for the most, I assume. I mean, I'm sure there's some that are terrible out there, but you still love your animals. Honey and Senna, the mother and the father, the doe and the buck, are our pets. We will never get rid of them. They will never be sold. They are our pets. Their babies and any subsequent rabbits, we will keep some of, and some will obviously be sold, but we think of them as pets. So we want to treat them very well. And I was very concerned after this last litter about Honey because I was worried that she just wasn't getting it. I didn't want to go through having more kits die. I didn't want to go through putting her through something that maybe was stressing her out. And he said, no. He said, no. This happens often. And he said, what you want to do is really give them 3 times. Third time tends to be the charm. So I gave her a couple months off in between. And I was really thinking about it, trying to decide for sure if I wanted to breed her again. And I finally decided to give her that chance. I decided to give her that chance because she kept trying to mate with Honeybun, our male. Obviously they're separated, so she couldn't, but she kept showing interest. So finally I give in and said, yes, okay, we'll try it one more time. This is the last chance because I don't want to go through this again. I don't want to put her through this again. So she had her kits, and I was very concerned because this time she put them in a pile. I say concerned. We'll get to the concern here in a second. This time she had them and she put them in a pile, but it was not in the nest box. So when I saw that, I was hopeful. I was very hopeful because she had them in a pile. They weren't strewn all over her pen like they had been before. They were in a pile, and she had cleaned them, and they were all good to go. So all I did was I picked them up and I moved them into the nest box. And I thought everything was great. Now I noticed she did not have, it just keeps going out of focus. But anyway, I had noticed that she did not have fur anywhere. So I grabbed all our extra fur, threw it in there, and made a big pile around the babies. But I noticed the next morning when I came in, it didn't look like anything had been disturbed. Like she had not been in the nest box, which is not necessarily a warning sign. Some does take a little bit, like a good 24 hours before they really start feeding. So I wasn't really overly concerned. I went back in later that evening. Again, looked like the nest box had not been disturbed, which kind of made my warning bells start to go off. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a little bit more time and see. So in the morning, the next morning I came in and noticed, sure enough, she had 5, by the way, in this litter. She had 5 kits. And I noticed, sure enough, that one of the kits had kind of crawled off to the side and gotten cold and passed away, unfortunately. So I pulled that kit out. But still, again, they did not look like they had been fed. They were looking very skinny. Nothing in the nest box looked like it had been disturbed. So I really got concerned at that point, and I started talking to my breeder, just checking to see if there was something we could do, because I didn't know, I checked her, I checked Honey, which she was very unhappy about. She fought me tooth and nail, but I checked her for mastitis. I checked her just to make sure she looked healthy, make sure it looked like she had some milk, everything. And then right as I was about to break, I ran up to the pet store, Tractor Supply, got some antibiotic just in case I needed it for her, got everything I could possibly get to take care of these babies. And I got home, and it occurred to me I really needed to check these babies and make sure that they all looked thin, that it didn't look like anybody was eating, getting fed, etc. Mind you, we're on day 2, or was it day 3? It may have been going into day 3. But anyways, I did not give her the shot of antibiotic because I was like, she didn't look like she had mastitis. She looked just fine. And so I went to check the babies, and of course I picked up one of the babies, and it started just squealing. And the look on Honey's face, the way she jumped up, she started growling at me, like, put the baby down now, ho. And so I started checking him, and she flipped out. And so I put the baby back in there, covered it back up. It definitely was thin, definitely was skinny, did not look like it had eaten. None of them did. But I swear to y'all, she didn't even know they were there. I really think because her last 2 litters, the first one, they passed away. The second one, they passed away or they were taken away. So she just never had babies after giving birth. She never had babies to take care of. And I moved those babies after they were born and put them in her nest box, which she does not use. She doesn't use her nest box on a regular basis. Once she heard the babies, boom, she was all over it. She was feeding them. She started plucking her fur out left and right. She made the best little nest I've ever seen. I mean, every day I came in, every morning I came in, there was more fur in there. She was just making sure they were squared away. So, long story short, because this did turn into kind of a long story. Sorry. Give your animals a chance. Give them a chance. It is heartbreaking. It is hard to see them struggle. It's hard to see them trying to do something they've never done before. And I think we all kind of forget that we've all been there. As new moms, your first baby, you don't know what you're doing for the most part. You could have read every book there is. You could have watched every YouTube video there is. And it's still very different when it's your baby sitting in your house and you're by yourself having to take care of them. And, even though they're animals, and I know it's very different, the fact of the matter is it really just shocked me that I realized she didn't even know her babies were there. She thought they were gone. And I don't think it even occurred to her to check, to look. I'm sure, they're in a building, and I'm sure there are noises at night. And even though these babies probably moved around and were scratching around and stuff, I'm sure it didn't once occur to her that it was her babies in there. Because as soon as I got that baby crying and she saw where I put it and she recognized it, she was all over it. And these babies, we did lose one more. Not sure why. That one had eaten, maybe not enough. Look at this. This little oinker. Look at this guy. He's such a little piggy. He was just looking for a teat. He was just on her. Just a little oinker. Anyway, I'll just keep filming him. Anyway, and it's hot. It's hot out here today. We have a freak kind of hot spell. We're fixing to get cold again this evening. So, poor babies. We've got the air conditioner going and the fan going, and Honey is just, she's suffering. But, anyway, I'm sure that little baby snuggling up doesn't help. But, anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Anyway, we gave her that chance, and I'm so happy that we did. I am so happy that we did because, like I said, as soon as she heard the babies, she was super mom. She became 100% super mom and did such a good job. I mean, look at these. We've got 3 remaining out of the 5, and they're beautiful. They're in such good shape. Such good shape. They're chunky. They're healthy. Their eyes just opened about 2 days ago, and they are doing so good. Look, he's trying to get back in. He's trying to get back in the nest box. Oh, let's see if he makes it. Get in there, baby. I may have to help him. Yeah, let me help him. I promise I'm going to show the other babies here in just a minute. Hi, love. Hi, love. Yeah, you need to get back in there. Okay. There we go. Now he's back. Now he's back. Say, Mama, you can get a break now. No, you can't come out right now. Not right now, sister. Okay. These latches aren't for the rabbits, obviously. They're for anything else that comes in that may want to try and get to them. That may make it in here. We definitely don't want anything to get our buns. So there we go, all 3. But anyway, this girl has redeemed herself 100%. These little babies are just adorable, and they're so cute, and they're so tiny, and I think this is the best time for these kits, I swear, because they are just the cutest, fluffiest, just ridiculous babies ever, I swear. So much cuteness, you just can't stand it. No. You little butt. Don't you dare. I just put you back in there. All right. Let's go take a look at our 17-week-olds. And this, you'll have to excuse, is just a mess. Oh, my Lord. I just keep zooming in. Okay. I just moved out a whole bunch of Christmas decorations and things so I can clean this building out and make more room for pins. This is Miss Cupcake, our doe. She is so sweet. She is a cuddler. Definite cuddler when she's not hot. Right now they are hot. I'm so sorry, you guys. Our air conditioner is just blowing away, but it is just so hot. Anyway, there's Hank. He's fixing to actually be up for sale. I should have gotten him up a while back. I just haven't because, you know, I've had so much going on and so much to do, and I just have not posted him yet, but he was fixing to go up for sale. And then we have Mr. Vincent Van Bun. Vincent Van Bun, because he has one little ear. One little ear. He was one of the babies that got gnawed on out of the last ones. And thank the Lord he survived, because I really, really wanted to name him Vincent Van Bun if he was a male, since he had one ear. And that is just the cutest thing. Look at that tail. Oh my goodness, it's the cutest thing ever. All right, so those are our 17-week-olds. And you'll have to excuse it. I was in here taking bins out. Look at this wall. It's terrible. This building's fixing to get a makeover. Big time. But anyway, I was taking bins out of here, moving them to another building, getting it ready for more pens and for a big time makeover, because it needs it. It's just been a storage shed for God knows how long. Lovely termites there. Or they were there. They're not there anymore, but lovely termites. When you live in Texas, you got to deal with termites, unfortunately. But, where's Senna? Here's my Senna. That's my buck. I'm kind of surprised he's in his house. It must be nice and cool in there. That's why we have him on the concrete floor. That's why not only is it easy to clean, but we have him on the concrete because it stays significantly cooler. They can scoop their stuff out of the way, and they can lay on the concrete and be quite a bit cooler in these hot summers. But I wanted to give a quick update because I haven't really done any bunny videos lately. And that's honestly primarily what I'm doing here, is just documenting and showing our giant Flemish and our little journey through the bunny industry, the bunny raising industry, and showing and things like that. I mean, also, like I said, we're just a farm, but I think this is great. I think these little bunnies are great. I think the giant Flemish is an amazing breed. The people that you meet are amazing, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you hit that subscribe and the like, and I hope you come back and come to see me and come hang out with the bunnies. He is obsessed. He is obsessed with mama. Obsessed with mama, obsessed with milk. I swear to God. All right. Everybody, I will talk to you later. Have a blessed day, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.